you should be able to join my game anytime now.
Alright. One, two, three.
All right, let's see here. Hey, Jake Capelot, what's up? Hey, Mad Wolf. I don't know, Mask. I mean, I like Justin Fields, but I don't like him that much, is the thing. I would definitely be put off a little bit by that, I think. Snooze, snooze, snooze. Check. Okay. Okay. What's up? Oh, yeah, I noticed that. That's going to be interesting to use. Hmm. Star Wars prequels may have sucked, but they did add a lot to meme culture in a way that the sequels will never be able to do. I mean, except for a dinosaur getting its titties milked. That was pretty iconic. Okay. Mad Wolf, thank you for the sub. Thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate it, Mad Wolf. Welcome back. 5 months, too. Chris. Yeah. I do not know why it forces you to use. It must be. I wonder if they're going to add any more like base campaign maps at some point. I mean, it's nobody's going to mistake you for. I mean, nobody's going to not see you.
I might spam some uwu song and we're good.
Oh, thank you, Chris. I just fixed that. Thank you.
Next one.
Audio problem.
Oh, good.
Whoa, every time I turn on the power washer, my PS5 controller starts vibrating. Huh.
That's good. That's how you know it's working.
Yeah, that's a good point because you can do things that make you more or less evil, but the game doesn't actually have a morality meter like Knights of the Old Republic does. Like you can be a gigantic jerk off in that game, but there's no morality meter. At least there's not one visible to the player, like in Kotar,
In which game?
Hogwarts.
Well, as if that isn't bad enough, I was watching this one YouTube clip, and I'm pretty sure you've done the quest where you're looking for another student's gobstones,
Yeah.
their marbles. Um, you can choose to keep them for yourself, and then she says that you're a bastard, and she says just wait until I learn some more spells. You know, basically like don't come to potions class tomorrow. You can then follow her, and following her takes a long time before she finally comes to a complete stop. But once she does, she's outside, and then she just starts playing gobstones again. Exactly.
That kind of reminds me of yesterday I was playing it. I ran into a student who was getting howlered, like right in the middle of the hallway. He had a howler yelling at him for spending too much money on candy. And as soon as the howler destroyed itself, the dude just started walking like nothing happened. It was like, man, he got over that quickly.
Just sit there and be like, wrong number.
That was one thing in the movies that I didn't like as much. The howlers in the book seemed like legitimately terrifying. In the movie, they're just kind of goofy and funny.
They're in the movie. They're goofy and funny because we don't see very many howlers throughout the entire series.
Mhm.
The first one that we do, which did make its way into the movies, was when Ron was getting yelled at by his mother.
Yeah.
Which, like you said, you know, it should be a scary occasion, but that was when these, you know, all the actors were kids, and it was very much a children's movie.
Hmm.
Later on, when we get more howlers, when the movies would have taken it more seriously and it would have seemed more threatening and more of a concern, they just removed the scenes that featured the howlers because they were no longer necessary. The book was too long, they had too much plot that they needed to go over, and they just removed it from uh, the storyline. So never had a chance.
Yeah. What do you overall? What do you think of movie Snape compared to book Snape? Because the book Snape is way nastier and meaner. than movie Snape. Movie Snape actually seems like he's not that bad of a guy. Anything, some most of the time, movie Snape seems like he's a jerk with a heart of gold. Like he actually does have good intentions, and he's just a little bit tough. In the book, he's legitimately just this complete asshat who abuses his power because he thinks it's funny. And he does happen to be on the side of good at the end, and that's great and all, but it doesn't completely make up for the fact that he was a tremendous piece of shit.
I think it's because in the books, there's a lot of different things going on in the sense of they take place from Harry's perspective, plus his his perceptions are already biased by decades old rivalry between him and his dad, and it makes you wonder what would have happened if Harry instead was born a girl and was a spitting image of Lily.
Hmm. Oh dear God.
Yeah,
Oh dear God.
wouldn't have ended up the same way. But in the movies, they know number one, he's supposed to end being a good guy, and number two, even though Harry's obviously the main character, there's a lot more going on than just his perspective on things.
Mhm.
So in this way, we kind of see him as being a lot more relatable. Yeah, he's a jerk, especially to Harry, but he's not any more of a jerk than a lot of other people are. The extent of his jerkishness is he just seems to get caught up in the house rivalry thing, which is like everyone does. I'm pretty sure that McGonagall was just as shitty to Slytherins as Snape was to Gryffindors. You know?
Yeah. But like, a great example is in Chamber of Secrets. Um, when Harry and Ron show up to Hogwarts after, stealing the car and driving alongside the Hogwarts Express.
Mhm.
In the book, Snape is acting like really happy because he thinks like, "Ooh, these kids I hate are gonna get expelled. This is awesome. I love it." And then when they don't get expelled, he's like really upset. In the movie, he's like yelling at them, and it sounds more like he's like a concerned adult who's just like, he's acting more like their dad. Like you guys almost got yourself killed. You stole my car. It's more like he's legitimately angry at them, which is a reasonable reaction to two 12-year-old kids stealing a car and then flying it across London. So it doesn't even seem like he's that bad of a guy. He's just a guy who is acting rationally. And like in the third one, they take out the scene where he threatens to kill Neville's pet toad if he messes up a potion. Like they take that scene out completely. Stuff like that. It just makes him seem like a much nicer guy. No, I have not seen John Schneider in Seattle Sports yet.
Yeah. Another thing is that movie Snape was played by Alan Rickman.
Hmm.
Based off of the way that Snape is described as a character, imagine for a moment, if you will, that the actor who played Snape was instead the guy who played Wormtongue in the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Right.
That still would have been a good fit, and it would have been a lot easier to like see him as being the villain, just a slimy, greasy little fuck, and he's always picking on Harry all the time. You can see him as being a total dick. It's just like way too obsessed with the dark arts and all that kind of crap. Alan Rickman, even if he plays, Snape in an almost monotone fashion the way that he did, it's still Alan Rickman. And in his own way, he's going to be so charming and charismatic that you can't help but fucking root for him.
Yeah. Alan Rickman's wonderful. And one of the theories about Rickman playing Snape was before they even started filming the movies, Alan Rickman went to Rowling or whatever, J.K. Rowling, and asked, like, I want to know how to play this character the right way. So, what happens to Snape at the end of the book series? I need to know where his allegiances actually are so I can play him right. And she told him exactly what she was going to do with Snape in the seventh book. And I think a part of the reason why Rickman plays Snape is more likable is because he knows that, like, okay, if I'm eventually going to be a good guy, I can't go too far with this. Like, I can't be such a bastard that nobody's going to appreciate me by the end of the series. I need to scale it back a little bit. That might be part of it too. I mean, that makes sense. You also had that sequence, I talked about this the other day, but in the book, when Harry almost kills Malfoy in the sixth book with the
Yeah,
Sectum
that's pretty good.
Sempra. Like, Snape is legitimately furious and justifiably so. He gives Harry like 800 detentions for that, which is fair.
Plus, plus, there's only one possible fucking way that Harry could have possibly learned that spell.
Hmm.
Because Snape invented it and he didn't share it with anybody.
Right.
So
And
like he obviously knows what the hell's going on. So like part of his anger at Harry is also humiliation that he himself is directly responsible for this.
and in the movie that same scene happens and Snape doesn't do shit except save Malfoy. He just looks at Harry and he's like, "Hmm." And then it just cuts to the next scene. It's like, "Bro, Harry just tried to commit manslaughter. Forget giving him detention. You should probably be reporting him to the authorities." Book and film 6 is one of my favorites. Yeah, book 6 and film 6 are really good. I really do appreciate how by the time they got to like book 5 and book 6, they were willing to take so many liberties with the source material. And some of it's necessary, like when they're coming back after getting the locket and they just apparate onto Hogwarts grounds. And Harry's like, I thought we couldn't apparate into Hogwarts grounds. And Dumbledore just says, like, I can do whatever the fuck I want to.
Yeah.
And of
Well, it's
course,
because it's because Dumbledore his whole thing is that he knows the enchantments and the secret magics that are keeping Hogwarts defended in that way. So he was able to bring them down or make them stronger whenever necessary. Like I think they went over that in the third book when they were trying to protect the school from Sirius Black.
yeah. Like there were parts of the Half Blood Prince movie that almost felt like like a dumb teen comedy. Like when they're on the train and Lavender Brown is like flirting with Ron by like drawing hearts in the fog on the window, and Harry's just like sitting there trying to pretend like none of this is happening because it's really really stupid. I like that. And of course, because of the meme, I love the movie scene. Why is it that whenever something happens, it's always you three?
Hmm.
Remember the meme picture I sent you a long time ago? It's like she
Yes,
says that, and it's like, what was it? It was like Stein, uh,
Stein, Berg, and
Roth or something.
no, Owitz. I think.
Yeah, that's such a good one. But yeah, Alan Rickman was a awesome actor. It is too bad. He probably would have turned in a lot of really good performances in his elder years if he got to actually live through them.
Right. At the same time, I'm sure he would have gotten involved in some things that it would have been disappointing that he had been a part of them. So it's kind of good in the sense that we didn't have the opportunity to have those memories be violated. Um, Considering his prominence as an actor, plus the fact that he's English, he may have ended up getting tapped for a role in Game of Thrones at some point. So thank God that didn't happen.
Yeah. Maybe he would have been the narrator of the entire show, and he could have done the Sunset founder squatting in the grass.
Fuck, dude, I would love an Alan Rickman audiobook where he fucking reads Song of Ice and Fire.
Drowning. I need to make that, by the way, one of the sound clips on my Stream Deck. Sunset found her squatting in the grass,
Yeah,
drowning.
you couldn't do the whole thing because it's too long, so I would just do the very beginning with that, and then every stool was looser than the one before and smelled fouler, and just like have it be that.
I can actually make them as long as I want to. Like, I have the Titanic recorder
Well,
thing.
that's the thing though. I feel like the entire thing, because the entire thing is 30 seconds long. It's too obnoxious.
Hmm.
Keeping things small scale, like I'm going to jail. Arf, arf. Are you a homosexual? Is much easier to manage.
Yeah, you're probably right. But 9/11 was a national tragedy. Remember that, guys.
But 9
Oh,
11 was a
Gilbert, you're gonna get
national
in trouble
tragedy.
again.
Here's one I almost never use anymore.
That's a huge bitch.
Well, since I'm not listening to your stream, I don't know
It's
what it is.
the Deuce Bigelow. It's the Deuce Bigelow.
Oh yeah, that's a huge bitch.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it's good stuff. I hope you use that when you were playing the Dead Space remake, so that when the boss shows up with the fucking hive mind, that's a huge bitch. Just like devastate the tension. Oh man, that'd be great.
Yeah. Make it impossible to take seriously. All right. We haven't done this in a while, so let's bring back the Titanic recorder. Yeah, Mad Wolf, I'm gonna check it out. It sounds like fun to me.
Sensational.
A guy walks into a bar and orders a drink. The bartender says, "You look like you've had a rough day." The man says, "Yeah, I just found out that my brother."
Oh man.
Somebody in the
Nope.
comments was like, "I was waiting for the punchline and it never came."
Unlike my brother, when he was reading through the men's Sports Illustrated Switch edition. Jesus Christ.
One guy
No,
said,
but
"Yeah,
good lord.
yeah."
What was I gonna say? Hold on. Oh yeah, but nobody's laughing. That one was my favorite. How the stream got banned, but nobody's laughing because it just makes me fucking think of the scene in Joker, and he's all like, "Why are you laughing? These men are dead. You killed them, and you're laughing."
My favorite Instagram model just said she has a boyfriend and you're laughing.
Oh god.
You're
Ah,
laughing. A man just fell in the river in Lego City and you're laughing.
a man just fell in the river in Palestine. Wrong Palestine. Oh god, wrong Palestine. That's a meme and a half right there.
One guy said, like, I thought the punchline was going to be something like, okay, I just found out my brother is, you know, homosexual. And then they're like, how'd you find out? And then he says, when I tried to use the glory hole down the street.
Oh boy.
That would be a tough day.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's even funnier when that's all he said. Just found out that my brother's.
And it really is exactly like a joke Norm Macdonald would tell, and it would absolutely kill.
Yes, it would. Oh man. Uh, I miss him.
Mm-hmm. I was broke and poor. Both? Have you ever seen that clip?
Oh man, fuck. Ugh. I hate when you sneeze and then you're just like devastated for the next couple minutes.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Nothing Forever should be coming back in like a couple of days here.
Yeah, supposedly it was just a 2 week ban in the
Right.
first place. I think that's hilarious. I mean, we should genuinely remember this moment. That's the first time that an AI ever got banned for telling a joke.
Hmm.
Like, it's literally even illegal for robots. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, 12 Man for Life. I'm gonna check it out for sure.
Check what out?
The XFL game this weekend.
Oh, you're gonna go?
No, no, I'm gonna check it out.
Oh, okay.
As in, I'm gonna watch it.
Gimme, gimme chicken tendies. Be they crispy or from Wendy's. What?
I just popped a big fart.
That's disgusting.
There's like 50 people in here, and no one is laughing. Does anyone have any suggestions?
I've got an idea. Why don't you give the mic to Kramer?
Oh, I still need to watch that flick you sent me, the Kiefer Sutherland thing.
Oh, you haven't seen that yet? Okay. The basic premise is that in the actual Inside the Actors Studio interview for Kiefer Sutherland, he gave like actual real answers.
Okay.
But one of the questions was what do you think is the worst word in the English language or whatever? Like what word do you hate the most and makes you like the least happy and all that kind of stuff. So Kiefer's answer was the N word, but he actually said it. Like he said the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
So then the video was just to basically replaced every answer. Like every question was still asked normally, but every answer just became. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Chris, I already gave you the joke for the day. A guy walks into a bar and orders a drink. Bartender says, "You look like you've had a rough day." And then the guy says, "I just found out that my I'm just imagining if like a real person said that and the camera just lingered on their face like that for 10 seconds.
Whoa! That's what they'd end up saying. They'd be like, "Whoa!" Um, I don't know who exactly it was, but whoa, shit, fuck. My bad. There was a comedian who was like a mentor to another comedian. I think his name Jay Moore. I was telling him a story once. He's like, every time I feel bad, I like to think about something funny, like the Siamese twins, where one of the brothers is gay and his boyfriend is coming over, but they're Siamese twins. They're joined at the assholes. They share the same asshole.
Jeez. It's like cat dog.
Oh man.
That's literally what cat dog is, right? It's a cat and a dog joined at the asshole.
Yeah, basically. So imagine if Cat was gay. I wish you were gay.
Wonder if that guy ever got like the mental help he very obviously needed, because there's no way he was mentally stable coming up with stuff like that.
No, he wasn't. That was one of my favorite fucking things. This beautiful fucking it was like a comic rating tier, and it was basically which rating in the whole thing, which internet web comic artist, how you think that they do in a fight. And RGC Comics was all by himself in the category of I'm too scared to fight them. Probably a fucking maniac.
Like, yeah, like there's no way that guy was right upstairs. Rat ball. My greatest creation. 600 rats held together by nails and hot glue.
I fucking love that.
BRT246, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. That's pretty good, Chris. I like it. Wonder if Game of Thrones would have worked better as a movie, where like they did one movie for every book. Is it too much content to put into one movie?
Yes, what you could do is have it. This is what I think it always should have been. Is have it be an animated film series. That's split up into the separate parts. The same way that Lord of the Rings, back in like the 70s or whatever, they did cartoon movies because the special effects would not have been there for what they had to do
Hmm.
to try to do that in a live action film.
And also, fantasy movies at the time were considered a dead end and not profitable. So they just wanted to pump something out there for cheap.
But I think that they'd be able to make a lot more of what George had in his mind come true in an animated film than the clusterfuck that they came up with. Especially since when you use real actors, all their egos start to come into it, and then it's like this is another thing too. The actors and actresses that they had play the Lannister family, they loved them so much that they actually rewrote the story to make the Lannisters more sympathetic and like less cartoonishly evil like they are in the books.
Hmm.
Not to make the show more complex, but because they wanted to give them more screen time and more of an opportunity to like be liked by the audience as justification for keeping them around. It was awful.
Yeah, if you do it animated, you'd be really faithful. Huh. Joffrey Baratheon's actor did such a good job, I really hated the guy. That's what everybody says. He's the kid who was the guy that Batman gave his binoculars to in Begins, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Really, he retired from acting. Huh. Well, he was a child actor, so I think we all know what probably was happening to him, so he just wanted to get the hell out.
Poor fucking kid.
Hmm.
Jesus Christ. I hope that's not the case.
Oh, he went back to school. Oh, that's interesting. I know the kid who played Ron Weasley in Harry Potter. He was very happy to use Harry Potter as an excuse to drop out of school. He didn't like school. It was like, cool, I don't have to go to school anymore because I made all this money playing in Harry Potter movies. Let's go.
And Thunderpants. Don't forget about those royalties.
Hmm.
Dude's rolling in the Thunderpants dough, you already know.
I don't mind it. It sounds pretty good to me. You are killing the Heat Knicks rivalry a little bit, though. The Heat and the Knicks should be in the same division, I think. That's a old rivalry. Well, actually, not even that old compared to other rivalries, but it
It
is a
fucking
rivalry.
feels like it now because it's from the 90s.
Hmm. And the Knicks have
Oh,
been
man.
good very, very rarely since the 90s, too.
Yeah.
So it feels old.
They're so terrible.
I still can't get over
Which makes me.
that they're just called the New York Pants and everyone's just okay with it. They don't feel any need to change their name.
I seriously don't understand why. Um, when they do like the Hispanic Heritage Month and they have the jerseys in Spanish, they've got Nueva York, Los Knicks. I'm like, it should be Los Pantalones, shouldn't it? Like, that's literally. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what to make of it, Santi.
I tell you what.
Do you remember the episode where Dale became like this, notorious, I get, like, you wouldn't really call him a terrorist, but whatever, because he kept going into non-smoking establishments and smoking?
Oh yeah, the Smoking Bandit. I remember that.
Yeah. And, like, what was it? Bobby wanted to catch him or something?
Joseph really looked up to him,
Hmm.
so Joseph started acting out because he thought that the bandit was cool because he was doing something he wasn't supposed to. He was rebelling against authority. Dale encouraged it at first because knowing that he was the Smoking Bandit, he wanted his son to think he was cool. But eventually it went way too far, and Joseph was like taking a lot of wrong lessons from what he was doing. So Hank, who really didn't like the idea of anybody disrespecting authority, um, was the one who wanted to do something about it. Like he wasn't going to initially do anything, but Dale is the one who comes up with the idea of let's catch this jackass and then show the boys that he's just a whimpering coward, so then they won't look up to him anymore. But it was Dale the whole time, so he had this really stupid idea, and it didn't work out. So then Hank bailed him out, and yeah.
Okay.
everything ended up working out okay.
Are you guys
Usual.
excited about the King of the Hill sequel coming out? I mean, it's probably not going to be very good, Santi.
Yeah, it's gonna be awful because there's a lot of what made the show so good and enjoyable and fun isn't gonna be there anymore. Because Luann and Lucky's voice actors have unfortunately passed away. They could still be part of the show in some way, but it wouldn't be exactly the same. What I'd really like to do is not just have like, oh yeah, Luann and Lucky died tragically. No, just like have them be off somewhere and like living a happy life. They fucking deserve that. Um, but obviously not in the show because duh. Patton's dead, which also sucks. Not the voice actor, the character is dead. And uh, for the reboot, you know, time would have passed by normally. So Hank's gonna be like an old man, and Bobby's an adult. If I remember correctly from what I was reading, Bobby and Connie ended up together, which didn't make any sense because they broke them up. Plus, they were only together when they were in middle school. So, like, them ending up together is kind of weird. A lot of things about I'm not for. Plus, there's going to be a ton of pressure. Because, it's not like the world is that different of a place from back when King of the Hill was around. But because King of the Hill was gone for so long, a lot of people are going to be expecting certain things that just aren't going to be there. Or if they are, it's not going to be received well. You know, a lot of people constantly been talking about whether or not Hank would have been a Trump supporter. And I'm like, dude, who the fuck cares? Is the extent of Hank even talking about politics and all that? There's like one episode where he shook George W. Bush's hand and was disappointed because he had the politician like limp handshake, and he was fucking devastated. That was one episode. And the extent of the rest is like he might make references to Ronald Reagan, which you know he easily still could. It'd make even more sense, you know, to bring up even more how much of a boomer he is. There was that time that Luann wanted to rebel against Hank, so she was like, "I'm a communist," and Hank was like, "I need to teach you to not be a communist, because goddamn." Um, you know, so people are like, "Well, he wouldn't like Trump because Trump's from New York." Well, he'd love Trump because Trump was a conservative, and Trump this and Trump that. And I'm like, Jesus, tap dancing Christ, can we not
Well,
fucking have yet another goddamn thing be focusing on this constantly?
well, the thing is, they're probably going to make that a topic in the reboot. You know they're going to do it.
Right, which is another reason I'm not looking forward to it, because I'm like, look, either they're gonna get caught up in the same fucking horse shit that every other goddamn form of fiction needs to get caught up in, or they're not going to, which would make the show better, but then all we're ever gonna hear is screeching on the internet about why wasn't this in there.
Yeah. Like, think about how relatively apolitical The Simpsons was for a long, long time. And then they, that's not been the case lately at all. Like, there was a Treehouse of Horror episode that was all about the Simpson family trying to go, the whole thing was they need to show up to vote out Trump. Like, that was literally the whole plot of an entire Treehouse of Horror. They had like,
Wow.
they had like a segment of an episode talking devoted entirely to the squad, you know,
Ugh.
AOC, Ilan Omar, Ayanna Presley, and whatever else, Rashida Tlaib. Like they felt obligated to get more political. So the King of the Hill reboot's going to do that too. Who would want to lick a stamp with Bill Clinton on it?
Monica Lewinsky. See, I actually like Monica Lewinsky. I really hope that she continues to do like a lot of public speaking and talking about the difficulties that she's had in her life. because young women desperately need to hear the lesson that she's trying to teach them, which is, I'm a middle-aged woman now. Do you have any idea how fucking difficult it is to have a meaningful relationship when your boyfriend brings you home to his parents to meet his family and you have to introduce yourself as Monica Lewinsky?
I'm an intern girl in Bill Clinton's world. I'm an intern. I've got rug burns. Do you remember that song?
Oh, I do not remember that
Okay.
remix. Just had a gay seizure. No, I'm just kidding. But fucking yeah, like I can't even believe how hard it must be for her. And it should be, considering what she fucking went through. So I'm like, yes, lots of young women need to hear this story. You have any idea how difficult it is to have a meaningful relationship with a man when your name is Monica?
You know how hard it is to have a relationship with a man when you have to go to his parents' house to be introduced to his parents, and his dad recognizes you from OnlyFans.
Oh god.
She also said that no one wants to hire her either. Yeah, I could see why.
Because I mean, like that's a fucking lawsuit waiting to happen. You're never going to be able to resist the temptation to say during the interview, "Yeah, I know what you've had to do at some of your jobs. Don't worry, there's nothing like that here." That's a fucking slam dunk of a fucking knee slapper, and yet you're fucked now. Like,
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like when Nicholas had the heated gamer moment in the Discord that one time. And the next time he was on the Discord call on stream, even though I told you not to make fun of him for it because I didn't want anyone to bring it up, you couldn't stop yourself from doing it. Because, yeah,
oh god. Oh man, I forgot that happened. Poor guy.
yeah. I think most people thought it was funny. Not everybody, though. I know for a fact some people didn't, but obviously no one cares about it now.
Yeah, like that one guy who's just Seahawks. Brendan Nelson runs a very offensive Discord server.
Yeah. You know, he still shows up every now and then on our collapsed videos.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll get an achievement for this. I'm gonna keep trying, but I actually found the ball on the ninth hole here, so I'm trying to
Mhm.
actually go through the fucking thing and see if I can get it. Probably won't be able to because something's very wrong with the physics for it, but I'll at least try. Oh yeah, it's not gonna happen. Sucks.
Disney is thinking of selling Hulu. Hmm.
Why?
Well, does Disney need the money all of a sudden? Because that would be surprising.
Well, I would assume that Hulu is making them more money than Disney Plus. So why? Wait a minute. If they own both, why are they different?
Question.
Because like I don't have a Hulu subscription anymore, but when I did, like I wanted to look at Disney stuff, it kept telling me, "Oh, you need a Disney Plus subscription to watch that."
If they made Game of Thrones into an anime.
What kind of anime? Because if we're talking about a super uwu moe anime, I'm on board.
Sure, why not? Game of Thrones, but Tywin Lannister is tsundere.
Every stool is looser than the one before, Baka. Stool was looser than the one before, and smelled foul. By the time the moon came up, she was shitting groundwater.
Yep. Between that and the Dung Eater and Elden Ring, I think we know all we need to know.
Yeah, seriously.
Would a Harry Potter anime look good? Would it still take
Uh,
place in England, or would they make it like all Japanese characters somehow?
I think Cho would be right at home.
hmm Do you think anyone ever followed her around school, doing like the over the top Asian accent?
Um, I think when Jenny first hooked up with Harry and was like marking her territory, she probably didn't say or do anything at first. But then the next time she saw Joe in the hallway, she probably passed by and went na 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 na. Um,
I like how in the movie they changed it to make it look like Harry broke up with her because he thought she ratted him out to Umbridge, but it turns out she didn't. And then they just completely dropped the plot thread after Harry finds out it wasn't actually her fault.
yeah, that was pretty odd.
Yeah. Whereas in the
Hey,
book, it was actually like a plot thread that resolved itself because she wasn't over Cedric and never would be.
right. You know the thing that pops up when you finish cleaning something?
Yeah.
Oh, keep an eye on that because
On what?
Jor- Jordan is the goat. LeBron is the ninth hole moat.
The moat.
The ninth hole moat.
Man, we used to have a lot of fun over on that board.
Yeah,
Even
you'll have
the
fun over on the Discord too, and
yeah,
then
even the
we'll
retards like
track
Webster
it.
Edge added flavor. I mean, Webster Edge might be a complete tard, but uh, without like that topic he made about the 360 dunk is an iconic part of the forum history, one way or the other.
Yes.
I can't take that away from him.
I think what I contributed the best was had like the best reaction images. Anytime I get the opportunity to be the second post, it was usually like everyone would just quote my post, and that was the whole thread. And I remember when I did the TV Puppet Pals, that was fucking hysterical because I was like, finally, now that the Heat aren't the bad guys anymore because LeBron left, now I can fucking join in on this. And then like I contacted Redfield and Bond, and then we just made a bunch of horse shit. Oh man, that was
I remember
fantastic.
trolling the politics board with Bond a few times.
Bond was the actual goat, dude. That guy was fucking
Yeah.
fantastic.
I remember in like 2016, I think it was 2016, the one of those guys, I think it was Cyperaz, the guy they kept calling Diaper.
Yeah.
He made a topic that was like, does anybody else feel uncomfortable in 2K after you win the title and then Obama hands you the trophy? And then he was like, I can't wait until the next 2K when you're actually getting handed the trophy by a Republican president. I
And then they just completely removed the functionality from it entirely. That was
Yeah.
great.
I think what he actually said was, I can't wait till next year when Jeb Bush is the one handing you the trophy.
Please clap. How could you imagine? Fuck me. I want that as a mod now. I would start playing 2K again just to fucking have the Jeb mod active. Where's Jeb forever? Colonel Jeb.
That was the funny part about that the guy simulating NBA 2K while injecting nothing but zero overall players into the league for like
Oh
30
yeah,
years is
that's
every
a
year
basketball.
Obama was at the White House and he was like, "Okay, so I guess Obama made himself dictator for life of America at some point."
Not far from the truth. Hey, for some reason there's a gnome up here, so I'm gonna chuck him over your way. I just throw him at you. No.
Horny jail. So you're working tomorrow, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, by the way, my days off will probably be fucking horrifying for quite a long time. We had a goddamn reckoning. A lot of people got fired for committing crimes.
Oh, so like they got fired for good reasons, not like bullshit reasons.
Yes, yes. I don't know. I think I told you about the most recent one. It's not
You
exactly like
probably
it's
didn't.
national news or anything, but the dude, dude did a big no-no. So really fucked the whole scheduling up. So
So
it
when you
was
say that,
nice
you
and
mean you're
falling
not
apart.
going to get days off for a while.
I, when I say that, I mean, you know how like for the last couple of weeks I was getting Thursday, Friday off
Yeah.
every week. It was nice. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen anymore. I have no idea when the fuck my days off are gonna be.
Just keep me posted and I'll be a
The only
medical
thing I
tool.
straight up said to these people is I'm all like, nah, I don't care who the fuck needs to be doing those graveyard shifts, but it ain't gonna be me. If I walk in and I see me on that schedule and I'm scheduled for a graveyard shift, I'm quitting on the spot. Because that's not gonna happen anymore. It's over.
And you're ready to actually follow through on that, I assume.
I don't give a flying fuck if I have to quit that job and I don't have another one to replace it. I don't care. Fuck it. Like there is no reality where I fucking live with that shit again. No chance. You have to be prepared to follow through on your threats.
Hmm.
Otherwise, don't make them. So I'm about like my entire life is all about calling bluffs. I
See,
call everyone else's. I need to make damn sure they better be ready to call mine.
I mean, I kind of feel like if I was working a job like that, I'd prefer the graveyard shift because then I wouldn't have to deal with people hardly ever.
Yes, that's true. The only problem is the people that you do have to deal with is every single fucking time it's some dipshit you need to call the cops over. Plus, your entire fucking personal life basically falls apart. And if you're needed at home for any reason at any time, you're just shit out of luck because no one's there to relieve you. So last time I had a graveyard shift, my fucking cat died, and he was in the process of dying, and I couldn't be there for him because I couldn't leave. I just had received a play-by-play and text message from my mom. So I was like, yeah, that fucking sucks, because if I ever had anything like that happen again at a regular time, I could just say, hey, I'm having a family emergency and go, because there's at least 2 other people there.
Well, at least you shouldn't have to deal with printing out 8 billion Powerball tickets every shift this time.
Here's hoping. I just hate when people fucking buy a ton of lottery tickets like that, because I'm like, you're not going to win. I don't think anyone who has ever won the lottery won it when they bought like $500 worth of tickets at the same time.
You're not really doing that much to help your odds.
Exactly. The only thing you're doing is making the people who are getting paid by this very happy. And it ain't me that's getting paid by it. It's not even the owners of the stores getting paid by it. It's the fucking people who run the goddamn lottery.
Yeah, just buy one ticket and be happy that you have technically a higher than 0% chance.
Buy one ticket and then wonder what the hell you're doing with your life.
Mhm. Hmm. Well, 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 those fire ants played you like a damn fiddle.
They played us like a damn fiddle.
Nuclear.
Put your head between your 6 legs and kiss your boogie bye. shit, is this fucking thing clean yet? Holy fuck. There we go. Okay, the 9th hole is completely clean.
You mean wrong
I've done
hole?
my job. You mean bunghole? I mean what?
Right. Where's the last bit of dirt around here? Man, I just realized the big plastic dragon over here. The ball comes out of his ass. This is actually kind of disturbing.
Taste.
The ball comes out of his asshole. That's not okay.
Good. Yes, it is. It teaches kids about the digestive tract.
Yes.
You see, kids, knife goes in, guts come out.
I did not come here to learn.
Me, I gotta lie.
Spare my life, and I will
Ooh.
grant you 3 wishes.
A repair technician? Why, that sounds like me.
That ball. Behold, my greatest creation. Ah, perfectly stretched sack. The world would be better if Rose was dead.
Based. Wait, Derek Rose?
Yeah. I think it was
Oh, I thought
Cypher.
you meant Rose from Titanic.
Yeah, I think Cypher made a topic where like he was telling this obviously made up story of a time he went to a Bulls Knicks game, and if you took the first like 2 words from every paragraph, it spelled out the world would be better if Rose was dead.
We met.
You can assume.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
Exactly. I, that is still, to this day, one of the stupidest fucking things.
Did you guys see the Miami Heat game?
Did anyone see it? Did anyone see LeBron's face after he made the layup? The uncontested layup? Pie, 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 pie. Frank Vogel.
So fucking stupid, but somehow it works.
That was the best shit.
Frank Vogel. Hibbert, where were you at?
What were you fucking thinking?
I remember watching that game with a friend of mine who hated the Heat because they were the villains of the NBA at the time, of course. And he was
Mm-hmm.
so fucking mad after LeBron got the uncontested layup.
I personally couldn't stop laughing. I thought it was hilarious. Well, see, what's really funny is that people keep constantly fucking forgetting why all that shit happened the way that it did, why it unfolded the way that it did. And I love reminding them. I'm like, guys, that entire season long, Eric Spoelstra was constantly using Chris Bosh to just devastate what was considered traditional defenses at the time. Because this is still back when people were using the big defensive anchor to protect the paint. And Chris Bosh, who would be playing center and would be the guy that those dudes are supposed to be guarding in man coverage, would be wide open, and he was drilling deep shots and three-pointers left and right. That's why Hibbert was either out of position or he wasn't on the court at the time. I forget which exactly, but they're worried about Bosh hitting the shot. And that's the exact same reason why Bosh got the rebound and passed to Ray Allen, who then hit the three because Tim Duncan wasn't on the floor. Because earlier that same season, Tim Duncan was on the floor in that same situation, and Bosh drilled a three in his face.
Right.
So Spo was like, "Look, you're either going to have a smaller guy defending Bosh because he can rotate better and defend the perimeter better, so that he can contest Bosh's shooting." But then open yourself up to getting out rebounded by Bosh, or you defend the paint and make sure that you get the rebound away from Bosh in that situation, and then you just leave him open and hit the jump shot instead. And I love shoving that in people's faces. I posted that video so many fucking times because, like, that's on the NBA's official channel. Chris Bosh hitting that game winner in Tim Duncan's face in the
Yeah.
regular season. I posted that video so many fucking times. I must have been responsible for a couple of thousand of those views all on my own. Because people being like, how the fuck did Ray Allen even get that shot in the first place? How did the Spurs choke that bad? Why? Why did Popovich fuck up and take Tim Duncan off the court in that situation? So I just kept posting that. I'm like, that's because this happened. Popovich
Even
learned from
I
his
remember the
mistake and
next
made an
day,
entirely new one.
even Skip Bayless was like, of course he took out Duncan. He had to.
Right.
And he explained exactly what you're explaining. It was like even Skip Bayless was aware of the fact that, look, sometimes you just have to, they just make the shot.
Right. You know, it's like, you can't sit there and be like, what the fuck? What were you guys all thinking? In a situation where there's like a Hail Mary pass in the final seconds of the game, and the quarterback throws it in a contested coverage, and like five guys are just all going for a jump ball. If the catch is completed and it's a touchdown and they win off that bullshit Hail Mary pass, sometimes you just got to eat it. He's like, what the fuck had you done differently?
Yeah. It's like when the Lakers almost beat the Suns, that one playoff series that went 7 games. Like the the Lakers had a 3-point lead with like 3 seconds left, and a dude who was out of the league a few years, like literally, actually like 2 months before that game, was lining up for a series-saving three. It was like Tim Thomas or some shit. It's like you did everything you were supposed to do. If you're the 7 seed playing the 2 seed, you've got a 3-2 series lead. You've got a 3-point lead with 3 seconds left, and some dude who was out of the league 2 months ago is about to shoot a three to save the season. Like, you did everything right. Maybe he just makes the shot, and sure enough, he did. Nothing you can
Right.
do about it sometimes. It just randomly occurred to me that James Jones, the guy who was on the Heat and Cavs and made the finals like 8 years in a row,
Yeah.
if you shortened his first name to its, most common nickname, his name is actually Jim Jones. I wonder if anybody ever made fun of him for that.
All the time, constantly.
I actually used to work with a guy whose name was Jim Jones.
Oh
Um,
man, I bet.
yeah.
Never mind. I was gonna say something bad.
Yeah, I mean, if I were him, I have a pretty messed up sense of humor, so I would have made my avatar picture on the team chat a picture of Jim Jones and probably gotten in a lot of trouble. I couldn't have resisted. The gnome. What's up, little dude? Wasn't Jim Jones the name of a rapper too? Wasn't there a rapper? I think there was.
Jones is a very common last name, and James is a very common first name, so I believe him.
The play is if your name is James Jones, just always go by James. Never let the Jim thing become a thing.
In much the same way that if your name is William Smith, never go by Will. Just go by Billy. Just try to create as much distance between them as you can.
Mhm. Right.
Ever wonder if Chris Rock has like PTSD about getting slapped by Will Smith? I'm just kidding. I doubt it because he seemed to be completely fine literally when it happened. He was in
Yeah.
shock that it happened, but like it wasn't exactly I would consider to be a traumatic experience for him, I don't
Yeah.
think.
I mean, there's definitely some layer of it that's like, as a comedian, I need to feel safe that I can say things that maybe they don't go over great, but I'm not going to be physically attacked for it.
Right.
That's probably the part that still bothers him to this day. Like the dude who attacked Chappelle on stage, now Chappelle dealt with it in a much
Right.
different way.
Yes. I mean, in the Rock Will Smith situation, I think Chris Rock's probably sitting there thinking, "Dude, I literally didn't even say anything wrong. You laughed at it in the first place, and everybody knows that Jade is a bitch, and we all know what she's doing to you, and the shit's wrong and fucked up and disrespectful and all this other crap." At this point, he probably just thinks back on it and is like, "Man, I just feel bad for Will." I think he probably would pity him under the circumstances. That's just what I would think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just some guy.
Keep fucking my wife. I'm going
Keep
to.
fucking. Yeah. Keep fucking my wife. Okay.
What would have been funny is after that, the guy who directed G.I. Jane should have come out and announced that they're going to make a sequel.
That would have been great. Sit there and be like, you know what? Chris Rock convinced me.
Oh yeah,
It
G
would be.
Walker. I don't think there's even a 90. I don't think it's like a nearly positive thing. Like, remember that video that got posted on Jada's Instagram a little after that event, where
Yeah.
Will was like, can you not shove the camera in my face right now?" Like she was asking him a question, and he was like, "I need you to not be shoving that camera in my face right now when I'm not ready." And then she's just like, "See the kind of foolishness I have to deal with." It's like that's indicative of something.
I feel bad for that fucking guy, legit. Definitely.
She's not even attractive anymore. Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed in that, Santi. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be amazing, but I did feel like they were putting effort into it. I will say this, though. This does prove, at the very least, that Disney's not paying off critics.
What?
No, it's just the new Ant-Man movie that comes out tomorrow is getting pretty bad reviews. And, a lot of recent Marvel stuff has gotten pretty bad reviews. So, looking at it, it's like, if Disney was really bribing critics to give their stuff good reviews, then I don't think this would be happening because I think they put a lot of effort into the new Ant-Man and it's kind of getting lambasted. I think that means something. I'm probably going to see it because my dad is a big fan of Paul Rudd, so he wants to see Ant-Man movies. Yeah, although, yeah, that's actually a valid point. In today's day and age, a bad critic score might actually make a good movie. I mean, it's possible the critics are giving it bad reviews because it's not woke enough or some shit. I don't know.
Definitely possible.
Maybe they didn't like the part where Ant-Man slaps Janet for not bringing him a beer, and I don't know. Who the heck knows? Yeah, I still haven't seen the new Thor, and I don't know, something about it, like I don't really want to see it, even though it's now on Disney Plus and I can watch it for free. Maybe they should have just made another Morbius movie instead. I'm Laotian. Do you think that George Takei had a crush on William Shatner when they were doing Star Trek? And he's mad that William Shatner never returned those affections?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I never thought about it before, and I'm not going to think about it now. But the answer is yes. Alright, I'll
Well,
be right back. I'm going to go get some food.
okay. Auntie, you should read the Agatha Christie book that we were talking about the other day. I do like how the number one book on that list is so much higher than every other book. It's unfathomable that any book will ever catch it, no matter how high the population of humanity gets. Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting Santi should do. Of course, it wouldn't be any fun if he did it any other way. Well, a lot of those YouTubers don't know how to read, so that's going to be hard. Well, the thing is, they made a variant of that book where instead of that, it was called 10 Little Indians. So Santi could read that because he's actually Native American and nobody could really say anything. Wonder if you could even obtain a copy of that book that has the original title. Because the thing is, it was sold under that title in the United Kingdom, where the N word isn't considered to be that big of a deal compared to how it was in America. So that's where you could originally get it. Now they probably changed it even over there because they've realized how, bad it would look if they had a best-selling novel titled that. Look for it on eBay. See if anybody's selling a copy on eBay. Oh well. Welcome
Okay,
back.
I'm back.
Ah, so while you were gone, Santi was talking about a train ride that he's going to be going on in the near future. We're trying to convince
Mhm.
him to take a copy of that Agatha Christie book on the train with him and read it during the journey.
Read it out loud. The train PA system.
There was a John Lennon song very similar to that I could blast on my tablet. Well, if you're gonna do that,
Oh, I think I know which one that is.
just blast a Moon Man.
That's the Dookie. Called it right.
Just be like, what's the guy's name? Asian Andy. Just
Oh.
like stream on Twitch while you're on the train, and for like people can send you bits to play videos and audio on your tablet while you're in public.
How Arab Andy got arrested. Unironically. Because he walked onto a university campus and he wasn't a student there. He literally just walks into a class and he's got that fucking thing active. So he walks in and he already looks like an antisocial, creepy retard. And then someone tips, and then they're like, C4 bomb has been activated. Detonation in 30 seconds. And then, like, everyone's fucking runs out of there, like, immediately.
Hmm.
Oh my god. And he's, like, just fucking laughing maniacally. so, passing. Calling it a bomb threat, all that shit. That was that was not intelligent.
No, but have you seen the Asian Andy clip where he's in the supermarket and he's doing the live IRL Twitch stream, and somebody tips and starts playing the Moon Man song?
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay, it's pretty good. I don't know if you can find it anymore though. I think YouTube purged like every Moon Man video they had.
On YouTube right now, and I just searched for Moon Man.
Mhm. And by the way, when I say Moon Man video, I mean like a racist Moon Man video, not the McDonald's Moon Man. That I'm sure you can find.
Yeah, you can find it easily, the McDonald's Moon Man one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just scroll down to the comments.
Yeah, the Johnny Rebel songs all got purged off YouTube, I think. They were, I remember just, God, it was like 6 years ago. They were all on YouTube. They were absolutely phenomenal. That's pretty good.
What's up?
The Asian Andy one where he went out in a tent by the river and they started playing zipper sounds was pretty good too. Shit. Please tell me it didn't kick you out.
Yeah.
I got network error.
Yeah, Sun says unable to connect to host.
All right. Okay, looks like it saved our progress at least. I'm going to hop back in here.
Yeah, the game auto saves. Don't worry.
Mhm.
Just let me know when you're back in, then I'll be able to find it.
All right.
Remember correctly,
Okay,
Stone
come on in.
Toss made a comic about Moon Man once. I'm trying to find it right now.
I like when Stone Toss makes a comic that's completely apolitical and normies will post it and say, haha, this was funny, look. And then other people get mad at them for posting Stone Toss.
I'm pretty sure that's how he ended up becoming rich. Because consumption of media that you hate for the purposes of being outraged is a real thing. That's why if Rings of Power is actually profitable, well, not Rings of Power, Velma was the one we were talking about.
Mhm.
If Velma ends up actually being profitable because of people hate watching it, I'm going to be very upset.
Mhm.
Because I haven't hate watched one moment of that fucking show.
Yeah. If I
I just
do
saw that it
hate
was like the
watch it,
stupidest idea. Yeah.
yeah, if I
Like
do
what?
hate watch it, I'll just watch the moist critical review of it. I'm not going to watch the actual show.
Right. It's like, guys, why do you want to have negative feelings? Why do you want to feel bad? Why do you want to be angry? Why do you want to be upset? I want to be happy. It's definitely a much faster load in than it has been in the past.
Yeah, it was for me too. I was impressed.
For me, like 30 seconds total. Remember when I was joining your game on the fucking pyramid level? It was like, took like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Whoopsie dangle. Use the extra long here. There. I see.
It's Albany expression.
Really? Well, I'm from Utica, and I've never heard any ding dong. Heck. Seymour? Seymour, I made it. Superintendent. I see. Oh,
Oh,
man.
high effort.
Yeah, Chalmers isn't Chalmers was a really good one.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not even really a fan of horror, but it's genuinely well done.
Somebody said something hilarious in the comments. The post itself wasn't hilarious. It was something they said. They refer to the character as Chalternate. It was pretty good.
It's fun to stay at the KKKK. Oh, sorry. I don't really keep up with the Serbian NBA.
Oh, yes.
I am an innocent man. I have just drinking poison. Man,
And
these.
his name's John Cena.
I am an innocent man. I have just drank poison. No, those were the last words of that
Right,
slow.
of yes, the Serbian, because that actually was, because the Serbians in the Yugoslav war, the Serbians were the bad guys. That's why I made the Slobodan Milosevic joke
Yeah,
originally that pissed Ninja off so much.
yeah.
Um, The Serbians being the bad guys. That was a Serbian general that committed all those war crimes and crimes against humanity and all that kind of shit. What a fucking legend. I'm just sitting here like, look, there's a big reason why the self-styled major countries of the world don't have any respect for the alleged authority of international tribunals and well, just any international organizations in general. Things like the Hague and the UN and all that kind of shit.
Hmm.
That's a huge reason why the dude's fucking on trial for crimes against humanity and war crimes and all this other shit. Like it's a life sentence. Best case scenario, potentially sentenced to death. And you somehow let the guy sneak in a fucking vial of poison? How the hell? How the fuck did he pull that off? How do you let that happen?
Yeah.
Certainly doesn't help the accusations that that's a fucking kangaroo court, because if it was anything resembling professional, you gotta imagine that they wouldn't let a guy sneak that much poison in there with him. Good lord. Be a high profile case, too. Now, him sneaking in Monster Energy drink, I could believe that. No, it's funny. A number of my coworkers are also tinfoil hat guys like me, so like talking about crazy shit.
Hmm.
With all the stuff that's been happening recently, we've been going over, shit hitting the fan scenario plans and stuff to do and all that kind of shit.
Hmm.
So, I was just joking around. I said, well, if Death Stranding taught me anything, Monster Energy is going to be what everyone drinks after the world ends. When civilization collapses, it's just going to be Monster Energy. And
I mean, even if you don't believe in the conspiracy stuff, it's still fun sometimes. It's more fun than just believing Occam's razor.
plus, being prepared for emergency situations is literally always a good thing.
Hmm.
Like if you live in a part of the country where you routinely have to worry about things like hurricanes or tornadoes, a large amount of shit hitting the fan type scenarios where people talk about having supplies ready and all that stuff's extremely helpful when you end up in that situation.
Yeah.
Because whenever a massive hurricane or like a shitload of tornadoes or like a major earthquake happens, what do you actually see taking place? Grocery stores, like a run on the grocery stores where you run out of easy to transport and easy to prepare food and bottled water and all that kind of shit. Like, it's always
Hmm.
the first stuff to go. Having a bug out bag filled with emergency supplies and blankets, and especially if you've got a family and they have any kind of specific needs, medicine or whatever, having some extra ready, it's pretty handy.
Right.
Don't need to wait for the aliens to land. My favorite saying is, if you stay ready, you won't have to get ready. And Joker knows from personal experience. A lot of that stuff, it's not exactly super expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So, if you just assemble it piece by piece over a long period of time, you don't even have to invest that much of your paycheck. You just build it up.
Wait for things to go on
The stuff
sale.
lasts for so exactly. It goes on sale pretty often, plus the stuff lasts forever. Like some
Yeah.
vacuum sealed fucking dehydrated food that lasts for it's like a 25-year shelf life or some shit. You never got to worry about it again.
Yeah, I have like a 3 month supply of food in the other room. I mean, it's going to be good for another like 20 years minimum.
What always surprises me is lately, people's obsession with toilet paper. I'm all like, what I would do is I would research toilet paper alternatives, what leaves are safe, and make you able to easily identify them. You know, leaves that grow in the wild that you could wipe your ass with and not get poison ivy. That would be helpful. Because, like, even if you stock up on toilet paper, you're eventually going to run out.
Or just get a
And
bidet.
that works too. You know, if I was in a complete collapse of society scenario, I'll just deal with having an itchy ass. Like,
Yeah.
well, that toilet paper's not going to help you if you can't fucking find any food. Jesus. Lord. Getting a bidet is an extremely economically positive investment.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, obviously, you're still going to need toilet paper for certain uses here and there. But
Right.
bidet is really handy.
Or just stock up on like enemas and use one every time you
Jesus Christ. I've never used an enema, but I was reading an article that was talking about them the other day that said something along the lines of it actually makes a bigger mess than you're expecting when you use one
Mhm.
because it cleans extremely deep. So it's like, you know, you're not flushing out your ass, you're flushing out your fucking entire colon.
Yeah, I've
And
used one once.
then like you're not gonna have to poop for like a couple of days.
Yeah. I should use one again, like just for fun.
Fantastic.
Maybe
In
it's
fact, we'll stream it live.
maybe it's
Joker
just a good
fighting
thing
the
to do.
final boss of Hogwarts Legacy while actively giving himself an enema. Add the fucking Jack Nicholson, this town needs an enema sound clip to your fucking soundboard and just constantly be pushing that button.
Yeah. It might be a good thing to do to yourself every now and then just for general health reasons.
I'm not a doctor.
What would you say is your favorite conspiracy theory that you don't personally believe? Like it's fun, but you don't personally believe it.
Um, Probably be a tie between the moon landing being faked and all the different crazy theories about who actually killed JFK. Because we did land on the moon and Oswald killed JFK. So, the reason it seems like a government cover-up of who actually killed JFK is because Oswald killed JFK for politically motivated reasons. Oswald was a communist.
Hmm.
And it wasn't hugely important to him to do what he did in terms of targeting the president. He just wanted to kill a prominent politician. So he did that whole thing because, again, he was a communist and he was just trying to cause damage to the American political system. LBJ wanted that truth covered up because so soon after the Cuban Missile Crisis, plus with the ongoing military conflict in Vietnam, he felt that if it became public knowledge that the commies had basically killed Kennedy, that the American people would be clamoring for World War III because of how beloved JFK was. So he was like, okay, let's just try to keep as much of this quiet as we can. Problem is, as Nixon found out to his detriment, when the government is intentionally trying to keep things quiet, it has a habit of getting noticed that they're intentionally trying to keep something quiet. What specifically it is may not always come out, but the efforts of covering something up become obvious when you know what to look for.
Hmm.
So then, just like that, millions upon millions of conspiracy theories are born. I think the game might have crashed again because it just froze for me.
I'm still fine, so
My computer screen is now black.
you might just have to reboot the game.
Ah, my eyes. That hurt. Yeah, the game just crashed for me. That's what I had. I'm getting the crash alert. It doesn't happen often,
Yeah.
but I do recognize it when I see it.
Well, at least the game has the common courtesy to consistently save, so it's not a huge deal.
And it almost never crashes. That's the first one I've had in a very long time.
Mm-hmm. I think my favorite conspiracy theory would probably be the Philadelphia experiment. That one's cool.
Yeah, which one's that?
That's the one with the ship that apparently traveled through time.
God. Yeah, I don't believe any time travel stuff. So I would also not believe that that one was real.
Yeah, here, I'll send you the link.
Because I just try to logic the whole thing. I'm like, look, if time travel's real, it would be way too easy to fuck something up that would have, the butterfly effect of changing so many different fucking things. Like, I feel like humanity would have already been wiped out at this point if time travel was real.
Mhm. Oh yeah, Hollow Earth, that's a fun one. I'm a little familiar with that one.
Oh, is that the one where Journey to the Center of the Earth was actually a documentary or something, and that there's fucking dinosaurs in the core of the Earth or something?
Yeah, it was also utilized in the new King Kong and Godzilla movies.
Mole men, right?
I don't know if that's the Mole Men one. It might be. I assume there's a
Be
lot of
hilarious.
conspiracies wrapped into the Hollow Earth.
Okay, I'm just waiting for my monitor to stop being black. Like my whole screen is blacked out right now.
Hmm. Do you think you'll need to reboot or something?
Um, I have a Windows alert that's popped up that says this program to finish crashing or whatever, but like I just gotta wait for this fucking.
Okay. But yeah, the Philadelphia experiment was this belief that they sent this boat full of soldiers, like I think people in the U.S. Army or something, through time. It was a pretty fun one, but obviously not true. Like, as far as we can tell, time travel is not possible. And I don't think there's
Yeah,
really
I'm
anything that
reasonably
can
sure that
happen.
that was a movie. I think it was called The Final Countdown, where they have like a U.S. aircraft carrier in the 1980s somehow travels back in time to like December 6th, 1941.
Hmm.
So they're like, well, as United States Navy sailors, it's our duty to stop Pearl Harbor from happening. So then, like, they just constantly argue over the ethical ramifications of whether or not it's okay to rewrite history like that. The captain says this isn't a democracy. Let's move out. So then he scrambles his, fucking jet fighters, getting ready to fuck up the Japanese at Pearl Harbor, and then they travel back to the present day, and they're like, "Damn it!"
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Well, that was a waste of time." Also, one of the sailors probably invented AIDS when he banged some girl in Guam or some shit. I don't know. All right, there we go.
These Pop Tarts are a bargain.
What tarts?
These Pop Tarts are a bargain.
It was pretty amusing in one episode of Game of Thrones. They had this character, Queen Cersei, is talking to Olenna Tyrell,
Sounds like a Star Wars
who
name.
is also known as the Queen of Thorns. So, Cersei invites Olenna into her little room or whatever so they can have a conversation. And the first thing out of Olenna's mouth is some sort of insult. So Cersei says, "Ah, the famous tart-tongued Queen of Thorns." And then Olenna Tyrell responds with, "Ah, the famous tart Queen Cersei." By the way, I just had the exact same crash. I don't know why. Literally, as soon as I clicked on career mode to try to join your game,
Huh.
the same thing happened.
Weird. Is your
I don't know
screen still
why.
black?
Yeah, it went back to being black again, and I have my little mouse cursor thing, and the game crashed. Would you like to send report? But thing just popped up, so I'm fucking waiting on it.
Weird. You could
I
try.
don't know why this is happening.
You could try rebooting your computer, I guess, when it's done crashing.
Yeah, I'll see what I gotta do. I have no idea what the hell's happening. Or why.
Yeah, the Wikipedia article list of conspiracy theories is fun to read every now and then.
No, I'm fucking dead. Oh wow, I'm not even dead. It didn't hurt at all.
Conspiracy theories around the death of the Roman Emperor Nero. I might have to read about that a little later. I haven't heard about those.
Oh, that's just it's not that huge a deal. It's like when you go far enough back in time, it's harder and harder to find, specific historical record and yada yada stuff like that. Um, so it's like imagine what kind of conspiracy theories would be around the JFK assassination 1,000 years from now, or how about 2,000 years from now? You know. So there's all kinds of shit. Oh, Nero didn't die, or oh, Nero was actually killed by his brother. He was killed by a lover. He was killed by his own guards. It's just whatever. He died. That's what's important.
Well, the conspiracies that are interesting are that he didn't actually die, that he faked his death, or his death was faked, or whatever.
Yeah. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. I can hear you.
I think my game crashed again.
Huh.
I don't know why this is happening.
Yeah, just at this point, I would just try to reboot. And if it's still not happening, then I don't know. That's weird because you're not even trying to load into a map, right?
Yeah, it's literally I just hit play and then
Weird.
Maybe if I restart Steam. Hmm. Cool. Disney Classic Games sale. Weekend deal. I'll check that out.
What kind of game? What, like, what? Kingdom Hearts?
Oh, wow. No, classic games. Ancient stuff. I mean, when I say ancient, I truly mean ancient. Like stuff that came out on the Super Nintendo. Like the Lion King game. Remember? One of the hardest games ever made?
Okay.
That's on Steam now. It's pretty cool. Then, because, of course, Disney owns Star Wars, um, and Lucas sold everything to Disney. So that also includes LucasArts. So LucasArts games are on sale, Star Wars games are on sale.
Oh, is that the Super Star Wars on Super NES thing?
That may be
Santi.
part of it. I'm going to
Santi was
check it
talking
out.
about that earlier.
That may be part of the thing, because we're looking at Lego Star Wars is on sale, funnily enough. Republic Commando, Knights of the Republic, Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast, Star Wars Racer, Force Unleashed, Shadows of the Empire, Rebel Assault. Wow. Ancient stuff, ancient stuff. The original Star Wars Battlefront, the whole Kyle Katarn series,
Like those
Disney
games.
Games Toy Story pack. Holy shit, it's pretty based. Let me see. Ooh, feels good, man. All I see is Disney Pixar Toy Story 3, the video game. That's the only thing I see. It's pretty lame.
Game was okay.
Calling it a pack is what I mean about it being lame.
Did you ever play the Phantom Menace game on the PS1?
Yes.
Where you could go around as Qui-Gon and Tatooine and slaughter all the civilians?
I didn't get too far into it because I rented the game from Blockbuster, and I got as far as past the first level, and then I got in trouble, and my dad said, "Okay, no video games for a week." And I was like, "Fuck!"
Remember what you
And
did?
no,
Yeah. I mean, who can remember all the bad things, dumb things you did when you were a kid?
celebrate Bruce Wayne's birthday. What? Bruce Wayne isn't real. Why would anyone die? Whatever.
Oh, so I'm looking at the list of
Okay.
conspiracy theories on Wikipedia, and one of them is MK Ultra. That's not a conspiracy theory anymore, is it? Like,
No, it's been confirmed as being real. Okay,
yes.
the game once again.
Huh.
However, it crashed in a much healthier and more efficient way after I restarted Steam.
Huh.
So I think it's the problem with the game that
Hmm.
I'm having right now, which is weird to me.
Well, I
Not
mean,
a problem with my computer. I don't know what's happening.
huh. Damn it. We're so close to
This
finishing
is
this
very
fucking thing.
strange.
That's annoying.
Yeah, I would say just save it once again and let's put a pin in this for another day.
Okay. I kind of need to get to bed anyway pretty soon here. I got some stuff I need to do.
Yeah. Anyway, what were you saying right before my game crashed again?
No, I was just saying that MK Ultra is listed as one of the conspiracy theories here, but
Yeah.
that's not a conspiracy theory anymore.
No, it's not. It's real. Like, dude, a ton of stuff came out that people were saying, "Oh, that's a conspiracy theory," for like generations. In the JFK files, and the JFK files came out. Stuff like confirmation that the FBI was spying on and following and basically harassing Martin Luther King Jr. But the reason they were doing that was because almost all of his inner circle were communists, and not just communists, but actually were Soviet plants,
Mm-hmm.
who were constantly urging him to bring about the great Negro uprising against the evil capitalist oppressors. So I'm all like, yeah, under the circumstances, I totally understand why they'd be fucking spying on
Mm-hmm.
him. Then some other fucked up shit that we did, like we tried to oust Castro from power by uh, poisoning the crops in Cuba, hoping to create a mass famine so that the Cuban people starving would remove Castro from power so that they could beg the United States for food. So attempting genocide is not exactly cool.
Mm-hmm. Right. All right. Let's see here. So, yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to finish that map tonight, but we got relatively close. Should be able to finish up next time we play, no problem. So thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. I'm going to get out of here. I got some stuff to do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the morning.